So far, we have covered basically one form of the line, that is the AX plus BY equals C. Most of our equations look like that, I believe, so far. But as you know, probably know, that's not the only form. I call it standard form, just so give a name to it. But so a line can look like that. And again, the reason we know it's a line is because it's x and y. We don't have any powers. We don't have a y squared or an x squared. We just have x to the first and y to the first power. Well, there's also, this one comes basically right out of the slope formula. But another form of a line is called the point slope form. And what it looks like is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, and if you're familiar with that form, that's fine. You can use that form. I don't use that form just a whole lot for what we need to do. But just FYI, it is called point slope form. They may refer to something like that along the way. But the form I like to use most, and that typically we get equations in, it's the slope intercept form. And it's probably the easiest one to remember because it's just y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. And the reason it's called, I probably should have given the reason why point slope form is called what it is, but I just don't use that one much. So I want to focus here on the slope intercept form. Yeah, the reason it's called slope intercept form is because the m is the slope. So this is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, right? We know that's our usual letter designation for slope. And so it's here, that's same as before. M is the slope. And b, so here's the intercept part, b is the y-intercept. Or more specifically, 0b, right, is the y-intercept. 0 comma b, if you put it in an ordered pair, 0b is the y-intercept. But m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So that's why it's called slope intercept, right? Because that's the information it gives. It gives you a slope, and it gives you the y-intercept, not the x, but the y-intercept. Right off of the equation. All right, so for example, y equals 2x minus 3. Without even any calculations whatsoever, right, we can give the slope and the y-intercept of this line. So this line is, it's a line with slope what?
2 over 1.
2 or 2 over 1, yeah. So this is the m, this is the b, so the m is the slope. So this is a line with slope 2. And y-intercept, well, the y-intercept's the b, right? So the y-intercept's negative 3 or 0, negative 3 if you wanted to write it in ordered pair form. Okay? So that, you can read those right off there without any calculations. You know, before, to get the slope, you had to use a slope formula, rise over run. But if it's in this form, it has to be in this form. We can't do it off of the other equation, well, the slope and the y-intercept anyway. It's got to be in that form. But if you got in that form, right here's your slope, and right here's your y-intercept. Okay? Now, one particular problem that we can utilize this for is here. So let's choose the graph of y equals 2x minus 3 from, I'm going to do 3. They may look, probably has more choices, but save us a little time here. I'm going to just do 3. All right, so this one's, A is going to be like this, kind of crosses the quadrant 1 like that. Then B is going to be angled a little differently, like that. And then C, like that. So one of those three is the graph of this thing. Okay, and we can go into, again, more detail here. We can get a table, whatever. But let's just utilize what we know here, okay? We know that the slope is 2, and the y-intercept is -3. So which one of those is the choice? Well, I can eliminate this one. Why? It's got neither slope 2 nor y-intercept -3, does it? How do I know that? Well, the slope here is this, which is, what do I know about positive or negative slope? Downhill, this has negative slope, right? Because it's downhill. Throw that one out. All right, so it's between B and C here, which both of these have positive slope, don't they? Because they are going uphill. From left to right, they are going uphill. So they're positive slopes. However, the distinguishing characteristic here is we need a y-intercept of -3. Which one has a y-intercept of -3? It's not this one, because this is the y, this is the x. So the y-intercept here, it's not a negative, is it? The y-intercept isn't. With me? It's got to be this one, because, yeah, you got the negative y-intercept because it's below the x-axis. Everybody okay? Positive slope, negative y-intercept's got to be C. So that's kind of the thinking they want us to use on that. Like I said, you can do the table and kind of graph it out, but it's one way to do it, using the slope and the y-intercept. All right. Now, the other piece to this is what we'll do next.